Assalamu alaikum, Andwele. This is cousin Daniel. Yeah, I intended to write down, and I still intend to do that, inshallah, like what we talked about this morning with the retreat. But so many ideas went through my head, I just figured I would say them in the order that I remember them as a record. And we can also go back and forth with a sort of video document about this, building the concept. Um, so I'm just talking about what we would do in the retreat at this point. There are other aspects like marketing, budgeting, etc. But you have to know what to budget, right? So here we go. Okay, it'll be a 5-day retreat, Monday, Friday, right? People can arrive on Sunday as early as Saturday. Accommodation can be arranged. And then again, accommodation can be arranged for people as late as the following Sunday if they need to, if they can't leave on the Saturday. Um, it's at a spot in the Himalayas where we basically have the lodgings and domain to ourselves. And one of the things that we'll have is daily programs so that there are things to do, but there are also things that people can opt out of. Some general rules, right? For example, there can be a designated area where mobile devices can be kept so that if someone wants to use it, they have free access, of course, to their phone or Wi-Fi at all times. But it's not the kind of thing where everybody's walking around and looking at people while they're looking at their phones or tablets, right? Business does have to be done. Uh, at times when we're hiking, then there's a phone that will be kept at all times so that if someone is at the retreat, they can give that number to their people. If you can't reach me by my normal channel, try this. And that can also apply to just, reception and things that people may have. It might just be a dumb phone just for the sake of calls, right? Um, but that just kind of sets the atmosphere and that helps people to break away. Another thing is keeping the campfire going. It's just like being stationed on duty. We'll just put 2-hour shifts that people can sign up for. So you individually can sign up for 2-hour shifts, as many as you can. And what it really does is give two brothers who are at the camp time to just sit together by the fire. I mean, keeping it going doesn't take in a lot, but it's kind of like a shift, right? Um, and then food will be something where we can have supplies out. Everyone will have their own dish, like a metal dish set, cup, etc. And they can wash their own. Food will be served, like cereal, milk, some other things like that. And then we can make cooking facilities available for waffles and other things, form and grill. And then we'll just put that dinner is not catered, that's on us. So every day people got to sign up to cook dinner, and it'll just be like barbecuing with different vegetables, like whatever's around. Like we can set all that up. I'm just kind of putting the ideas out there. And then we can plan hikes, not every day, but hikes to certain areas. And at one point, of course, a drive to somewhere that's not close enough to walk, but it's something to see. You know what I mean? Could be a lake, could be something else. Um, and then another thing that I think is important is communication, so that we can have these themed sessions where brothers can just communicate. One session could just be, what's one problem that you have, right? Think about it. Everybody take turns voicing the problem and take one or two responses before moving on. Meaning, it can be a discussion. It can just be you inwardly reflecting and also getting feedback. And if you want to take that feedback somewhere further, brothers can individually talk and follow up with each other. You know what I mean? Another session could just be men's role in society, because that's a hot topic. It's something that men question about themselves as they try to define themselves and live up to their definitions. And it's also something that is brought into the spotlight with issues like Me Too, sexual harassment, other things. So it's just, a kind of a rap session. Speaking of rap sessions, there could be a daily scheduled time where it's just like, I don't know what you want to call it, spoken word drum circle, where it's just like, hey, everybody, let's just gather around, we're gonna talk. So people can express however they want, right? Freestyle, spoken word on the drums, I don't know, whatever, right? Just to just rap, man, just to be cool. Now, things that we could offer that I think are kind of clever are this. We can offer free manicure, free pedicure, uh, free barber session, which includes haircut, trim, facial and edge up. But what we'll do is when brothers come, there'll be a bucket out for each brother to use with the stool, right? And these can be, plastic reusable ones, right? Or even like pans that are metal. And it's just like we're all gonna sit right now and do some basic pedicure maneuvers because you got your little set next to you like that pumice stone and a couple of things, like a couple of products. So it's like, do your own, follow your own stuff. Like, man, got to learn your own feet, right? That sort of thing. Same thing with the pedicure, right? Like, there can be nail clippers and different stuff like that. So it's like, there you go. And then with the haircut and edge up, it's basically going to be the supplies are there, and whoever can barber will barber, and whoever wants to barber will get barber. You know what I'm saying? It is free, but like it's a way of connecting. I'm not about to go hire a bunch of you know, different staff and all that stuff to come in. It's more like, yo, we connect, like we out here as men doing it, what we need to do. Um, and yeah, and then for the idea of keeping a record of it, some people may not want to be recorded or photographed. So what we'll have available is, since your phone and other mobile devices have to stay basically in the designated area, wherever we go, when we're on site, or when we're out and about hiking, touring, etc., there is a there are mobile, like basically a phone or a smartphone, sorry, a camera or a smartphone that can take video and pictures. So anytime anyone wants to take a video or a picture, they just use that group one. They can videotape themselves, videotape what's going on. That will be kept, filed, and then just put as YouTube videos. But no one's going to be on it that doesn't want to. You can't record someone until you ask them first off camera if that's okay. You can always record yourself or what's going on though, right? Like your room, etc. And you'll eventually have the YouTube links for that. And that's a way to promote it. I think that's a good way to document it, where we don't have to go back through hundreds of hours of footage and try to paste together a slickly produced documentary. It's more like, look, these are just glimpses. This is what we got on our camera from the people that were there. This is going to be your experience. Why don't you come? It's always going to be different. It's always going to be new. Things that we can do also as far as sessions are an introduction session. So at the beginning, everyone can just introduce themselves. At another point, it could be something where, like, share a project. What's a project that you got going on right now? What are you working on in your life? You know what I mean? Pitch a business if you want to. And that's just between the brothers, right? And it's just a way, again, for you to be introspective. It may be that after talking to people, you get a few of the clues filled in for yourself, and you want to just kind of put it all in one piece mentally and express it succinctly. Also, of course, it's a way to network and get feedback, build, right? Um, and then, maybe at the last night, it's like on your last night here, write one letter to anyone that you want to write a letter to. Write that letter. Here's your stationery. Seal it, put it in the envelope, deliver it to them or mail it to them, right? Like give it to them when you get home or just mail it to them. So these are different things that could just edify brothers, and we can put this all as a brochure and a program, and then it simply comes down to provide all of these things. What are the equipment and facilities that you need available? uh, then obviously developing a promotion and marketing plan. But really it comes down to, if you put it out to 100 people, you'll get 1 to 5 hits. And if you've got, I think, let's say, uh, man, I would say if there are 6 people, we're ready to go. And maybe 6 to 20, right? Like we would go if we had 6. We don't want to add more than 20 just because, maybe the logistics or it's too big to, who knows, right? But let's just 6 to 20. If 50 people want to come, I guess I can't say no to that money. You feel me? So I'm just saying, right? Who could come? Me, you, uh, my dad, your brother, my brother. Um, I can think of brothers I know that live in the region that would be willing to do that in the summer because they're already here, you know. Um, so we could actually put a list of people to target. So we do it as a network. Everybody will be, somewhat connected with at least 1 or 2 other people there, but there will be a lot of like kind of, people who are 2 to 3 degrees of separation meeting each other. So not completely strangers, you know what I mean? And of course, if someone just hears about it and wants to come out the blue, they're welcome. Same program in a place in Senegal. Now, what I'll tell you about Senegal is that there's someone who's already on the ground there. And that would otherwise be a weakness for us, not having someone on the ground. Even in Ghana, we don't have someone on the ground. I'm saying Senegal, I've done one transaction. It was a purchase of soap from a woman who does tours of different kinds in Senegal. She actually owns some condos that she rents out, so she has real estate, and then getting a place and having her scout that location, even visiting it before, that can be done. If we want to do 2 retreats a year, you being on the America side could be starting your back and forth in Africa and your endeavors in Africa by setting this up in Senegal, where you might want to visit, set some things up, and then obviously branch that out into any other endeavors that you want to get into. And then I'm in Pakistan. I'm not in the area where I would want to do this, but I can get there. And that's definitely, I mean, a way to get 1 or 2 investors by saying, hey, look, you come out. I know a couple of people that always want to invest in a good business. I'm like, you come out, let's go up here now, let's set this up, let's let you see what this can be like over a weekend, and then some of those different tools and equipment that we might need, could be taken care of. And because the thing is, you want to have it be successful so that that video, that record is there. You got your repeat customers, you got people coming back, and then you got different people with different interests and even different access. So we have it in 2 locations and at 2 different seasons. And if you try to do, I guess, winter slash Christmas season, that's when people kind of take vacation, but I don't know. And like summer season here, same thing. So whatever. I mean, those are things that we can work out. Just want to put all those thoughts out there. Respond to me in a video, call me back, leave me a voice message. I'm just going to give this to you on YouTube. It's saved on my computer as a file and record. Assalamu alaikum.